If you are an LA Knight fan, as am I, you're about to hear the cold, hard truth about this man and his future in the WWE. Ever since this man came on the scene, you could hear the reaction every time he cut a promo, his music hit. People were invested in his character. He's almost like a throwback. It's almost sort of like a mixture of Stone Cold and The Rock. And he has different elements of his own character that he integrates into the LA Knight character. But you see, the charisma is off the charts with this guy. Unfortunately, WWE management does not see him as their guy, despite his popularity. And it's unfortunate because when you are somebody who has been over with the crowd for as long as this man has, like the heat has been there consistently, year after year after year. Think about that. It's like it's like the bloodline storyline, like having this much heat, but yet none of the bloodline members have championships. You know, it's like it's only a matter of time when you give these guys titles because they're they're top of the marquee. They're the top storyline on SmackDown. So LA Knight has been over. Merch sales are going through the roof. The guy's selling out, but he doesn't have a title. So, and it's not to say that this guy needs a title. Like he needs to be like a 10-time world champion. Just have him hold the title. Have him have a run with the title. He's never had that. And the thing is, there are reports that suggest that management, they just don't like him. They just don't like him. It's not about talent or fan support. It's about internal politics and who creative trusts to carry the brand. For some reason, they don't trust this guy. He is 43 years old, but that usually, I mean, it's not a big factor to prevent somebody from being world champion. Like if somebody's in their 40s and they can still wrestle as good as he does, there is no reason to not put a title on him just because he's of that age. Now, some have suggested that because of his sort of, we call it over the top persona. I just call it charisma, but his over the top persona is sort of like a double edged sword because fans love the catchphrases, but insiders worry that it makes him look like a mid card attraction than a serious world champion. WWE has historically been hesitant to put the belt on characters they see as gimmick heavy. Really? Gimmick heavy, eh? Do I need to talk about Mr. Yeet Man? Do I need to bring him up? You're talking about gimmick heavy? You're talking about mid card? Looking like a mid card attraction? All this man does is go out and yeet. Yeet away. Middle of War Games match, the guy's yeeting. The worst spot to do that, but he does that in the middle of a match. And for some reason, they believe that LA Knight's catchphrases make him look like a mid card attraction. Are you kidding me? Really? If that's not the most ridiculous excuse I've heard, I don't know what else you could say about this man just to say that he's not worth a title run. Like it's absurd to me. And despite, you know, being one of the most over stars in 2023, he just kept going. It was like a hamster wheel, you know, just keep going round and round, mid card feud after mid card feud after mid card feud, and right now he's going to be competing against Gunther in the finals for the Last Time Is Now tournament to face John Cena at Saturday night's main event. Now this, I have a feeling if you're looking at this report and you are making a suggestion or sort of a foreshadowing what's going to happen, it's almost certain that LA Knight's going to lose the match. He's the guy that's going to get there and then end up losing the match because Gunther is the one that is likely going to retire John Cena. If they pull a swerve and they decide to give it to LA Knight, I'm going to take back a lot of what I said in this video. But I don't believe that's going to happen, and neither do you believe that's going to happen. So LA Knight is proof that fan support doesn't guarantee a world title. If you are not liked by the administration, it is not guaranteed that you get a world title. Roman Reigns, for the longest time as the big dog, was despised, visceral hate. It was not just heat. It was go away heat. It was get off my TV heat that this guy was getting. But the administration wanted this guy to be the face of the company. So he ended up being the face, and it took him years until they decided it's time to take a different route. And it was at that point where he became the face that the fans wanted. Sorry, no, I shouldn't say face. He was a heel, but the representation of that character, that Roman Reigns character that the fans wanted, they willingly gave into it. And so it flowed naturally. When you watch TV, when you watch SmackDown, you were intrigued because the fans were intrigued to see what was going to happen because they willingly accepted Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. Not as the big dog, because that wasn't Roman Reigns, but as the tribal chief. LA Knight is literally proof it's the opposite for this man. Like, they love this guy. They can see he fits the role perfectly. But for some reason, they do not believe that this kind of character is what is needed in today's WWE. The fact that he is this kind of throwback, they don't believe that they want a throwback. It's kind of telling because Gunther himself is a throwback. You know, the way that he wrestles, he does not have a flashy wrestling style. He doesn't. But I'm guessing the administration, I'm guessing Triple H, I'm guessing his team enjoys watching Gunther matches and loves him more than they do LA Knight. Unless management is forced by, I guess, overwhelming demand, or they're forced because, let's say, there's no other option. Somebody gets injured, maybe during a match, who knows? Like, we hope this doesn't happen, but usually it's when someone gets injured or has to be put on the shelf where they have to pivot and put the title on somebody else. So that's the only time that WWE might put the title on LA Knight. Again, we have no idea when a situation like that even comes up. Again, we're not advocating that someone needs to get injured so that we can give LA Knight a shot. We just know that that's how it happens. Like, for some guys on the roster, their big break comes because someone had to take time off. It's sad that we have to think about it that way. Like, the only way this guy's going to get a title around his waist is if someone, cannot compete. So that's the bottom line. As Stone Cold would say, WWE's internal politics are preventing LA Knight from ever being champion. Now, we'll still see him wrestle. We'll still see him, do the whole gimmick. I wonder what his contract looks like. I don't really know what it is. If he's, when he's up for renewal, how long he's with the company for. He probably sees what's going on, and he's thinking, well, if this is as far as I'm going to get here, it's either I stick around and, your legacy is going to become whatever you end up doing last is what your legacy is going to end up becoming, especially if you're in a position where you've gotten so far, but you just haven't gotten the big one. It's kind of like being in Dolph Ziggler's position or Zack Ryder's position back in the day. They're only going to get so far. So if LA Knight's thinking about this, he might say, you know what, when my time's up, I'm leaving, and he might go somewhere else. Because if you're not going to treat a guy like this, at least with a one shot at a title, at least, and have him win, then he's just wasting his ability here. He can go somewhere else. So I'd love to hear you guys' comments on what you feel like LA Knight could do. How could this man win a world title in this company? Is it ever possible? I also do want to mention one final thing before I go, and that is I got, as I was recording this, I got an update here saying that John Cena apparently is scheduled to be at the Raw After Mania next year. So there's reports saying that he's going to be he's scheduled. He's been scheduled officially to be on the show. We know his retirement match is happening on December 13th. But this shouldn't come as a shocker to anybody because, you know, John Cena is still going to be in WWE. He's just not going to be wrestling. So that's some news to break to you guys. Hopefully that makes the Raw After Mania seem a little bit more interesting, I guess. We know Raws after Manias tend to be a hype crowd, and a lot of things happen on that show, but it looks like John Cena will be making an appearance on that night for Raw After Mania. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. Make sure to leave your comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, hit the subscribe button, share with other fellow wrestling fans, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Stay safe.